Farm Basics is brought to you by the Liberty Link trait and Liberty herbicide from Bayer. The most reliable weed management solution, Liberty Link and Liberty herbicide are the link to efficient row crop production and sustainable weed management.
During our Farm Basics time today, we're going to talk about rainfast times in crops. It's something that farmers have to look at because if they don't, they're going to have problems with the spray that they put on each crop.
Well, when farmers are out spraying any number of things, it could be to kill weeds or to control diseases or even insects, they're very concerned about how long it's going to be until it rains. Now, with all of those products, farmers don't want it to rain for a while until that product has had a chance to either get into the plant or get into the bug and do the job that it's intended to do. Now, if you see rain clouds coming and you're out with your sprayer in your field, a farmer's nervous because he's making a huge investment spraying any of these products to control things and help improve his crop. And if those rain clouds are coming pretty quickly, farmers are going to shut that sprayer down, bring it back to the yard, because most products need at least an hour or two before a rain in order for them to do their job.
In fact, what farmers will do is look right on the label of just about any product they're going to spray, and it will tell them what is the rainfast time. With most products, like Darren says, it's an hour or two. In some cases, like with some of the fungicides, it might be a half a day or it might be 6 hours. So it's a lot of time, and the farmer then has to really look at the forecast. But you know what? As farmers, we don't live in a perfect world. We might never have 0% chance of rain on any day we're going to spray during the ideal window.
Yeah, the other thing that farmers look at is the time of day that they're treating. Farmers aren't going to be able to spray when there's lots of dew on the leaves. When you think about it, those leaves can only hold so much water at any one time. And when we're running through with the sprayer and putting more water droplets on the leaves, sometimes when that leaf is already fully saturated with water, you add another droplet and everything runs off and lands on the ground. So for farmers, they have to be really cautious in the later evening and early morning timings about spraying. Basically, they'll try to avoid it if they're concerned there's going to be some dew there. But the other thing to keep in mind, let's just talk about that evening time spraying. That's going to change the rainfast times for many of the products.
Yeah, it is, and the reason why is because, in effect, there's this water that develops on the leaf, and because of all this water, the plant, number one, isn't bringing as much water, as much moisture in as it might during the heat of the day. And the other side of it is, instead of spraying 10 gallons of water per acre with your sprayer, along with whatever you are spraying on that product, now you might have 1,000 gallons of water per acre out there. So it just takes a lot of time for all that water to get into the plant. In effect, a lot of times, instead of a 1 to 2 hour rainfast, you might extend that. The farmer may see 4 hours, 6 hours, even 8 or 10 hours for a rainfast time. So that's why a late evening timing for spraying doesn't work out nearly as well in most cases as a morning timing.
So the other thing to think about is really humidity, Brian, because if it's really humid, it's going to take longer for things to dry on the leaf, or if it's cloudy or sunny.
I don't worry that much about that side of things. What I do worry about, though, is evaporation. Let's say I've got tremendously dry weather and it's in the heat of the day. You know what happens. I mean, it's the same thing like they tell you don't water your lawn in the middle of the day. If you go out and spray, then it's possible that some of that spray could go up in the air and you may be losing it that way. The other thing I was going to mention real quick is just that in terms of this rainfast thing, you can look on the label. Any person can look on the label whether you're spraying out in your field or in your garden or on your lawn. But just a general rule of thumb is as soon as the product has dried onto the leaf, you're usually fairly safe for rain to come.
Well, one of those weeds that we're always concerned about making sure everything is perfect so our herbicide works is our weed of the week. We'll show you how to stop this tough weed later in the show.